Good day, students. You are welcome to our BST chemistry class for today. This class is for JSS1 students, and our topic is chemicals. Our topic is chemicals. What are chemicals? Or what is a chemical? So we are going to look at this topic under the following objectives. So specifically, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to define chemicals and mention some examples of chemicals, and also mention the types of chemicals. So, by the grace of God, these are our objectives for this lesson, and I believe that you pay attention as you bring out your pen and your papers to jot down some salient points. Okay, let's move ahead. What is a chemical? So we say that a chemical is a substance that is made up of matter which has a constant composition and a characteristic property. So a chemical is a substance that is made up of matter which has a constant composition and a characteristic property. What does this mean? For instance, water. Water has a constant composition. If you bring water from your own borehole and bring water from the water board, these two samples of water will still give us H2O. Whether you fetch water from the stream or wherever you get it from, it will still give us what? H2O. That means it has a constant composition and its own properties. So when we say that matter or chemical is any matter or any substance that is made up of matter, that means any substance that we can touch, any substance that occupies space and has mass is matter, and therefore it is a chemical, or it is made up of different chemicals. So in this case, a chemical can either be a compound, it can either be an element, or even a mixture. I repeat, a chemical can either be an element, or a compound, or even a mixture. So, and we say that a chemical, just like matter, which can exist in three different phases, which is the solid, the liquid, and the gaseous phase, a chemical can also be a liquid, a solid, or a gas. For instance, water is a liquid, and we have considered it as a chemical. We also have other substances which can, as liquids, we can also consider as chemicals. One of them is our kerosene or our petrol, which we put in our cars. They are all chemicals because they have mass, they occupy space, and they have a constant composition with their own characteristic properties. So all these things are the things that makes up a chemical. So a chemical must have mass, it occupies the space, and it also has its characteristic property. And don't forget also that I said that a chemical can also will also have a constant composition. That means a chemical from any point has the same constituents. Just like carbon dioxide is CO2, anywhere you get it from, whether you produce it in the lab or whether you get it from plant, or from our respiration or from the air, our CO2 is our CO2. That is constant composition. It does not change to CO1 unless it undergoes a chemical reaction. Okay, having said that, let's look at examples of chemicals. examples of chemicals. So I said that examples of chemicals include water, gold, sand, carbon, oxygen, and so on and so forth. Now, in this case, water is a liquid, and I said it is a chemical because it has a constant composition, it has its own characteristic properties, and also something like gold, sand, carbon, and oxygen, etc. There are many thousands of chemicals that we can actually call. Even the human body is made up of different chemicals. The human body is made up of different chemicals. Our trees are made up of different chemicals. Whatever we can lay our hands on, even the device, whether a laptop, an iPad, or a phone, which you are using to watch this very clip, is made up of different chemicals. So a chemical is something we can touch, is something we can feel, is something we can see. Okay, so having said that, like I told you earlier, that chemicals can either be solid, liquid, or gaseous. Just like oxygen is a gas, gold is a solid, and water is a liquid. But note that forms of energy such as heat, light, and sound are not considered as chemicals. I repeat it again. Forms of energy such as heat, light, and sound are not considered as chemicals. So all these things cannot be substantiated, that is, they cannot be measured, they don't occupy space, sound does not occupy space, heat does not occupy space, and light does not occupy space. So all these things are not matter, so we cannot say that they are chemicals. So once it cannot be measured, it is not a chemical. I hope this class is making sense to you right now. Okay, let's look at types of chemicals. Types of chemicals. Okay, there are two types of chemicals. I repeat, there are two types of chemicals: the heavy chemicals and light chemicals. Okay, why do we say heavy? Is it that because they have much weight, or why? So we are going to look at this right now, defining these two types of chemicals: the heavy chemicals and the light chemicals. A heavy chemical. A heavy chemical is a chemical that is produced in large quantities or that is required in large quantities. Most times, heavy chemicals are used in producing other chemical substances. I repeat, most times, heavy chemicals are used in producing other chemical substances. So a heavy chemical is a chemical that is produced in large quantities, while a light chemical are those chemicals that are produced in little quantities, in very small quantities. I hope that has entered already. I said a heavy chemical is produced in large quantities, while a light chemical is produced in small quantities. Okay, having looked at this, I want to give you two other differences. I have given you just one. I said that these ones are produced in large quantities, while these ones are produced in small quantities. Another difference between these two types of chemicals is that heavy chemicals has a degree of impurity in it. So it has high degree of impurity. It has high degree of impurity. That means it contains impurities. So if purity is not put into consideration when it is being handled, so the purity of the substance is not put into consideration when it is being handled. Example of a heavy chemical is our petrol. You see petrol, they carry it in very big tankers. They will not use a very big hose. They don't wash the hose. They will use the hose and transport or transfer it into the underground tank of the filling station. Now, looking at this type of chemical, you see that there are impurities in it that are not even considered. Anyone who comes to buy it will not look at it whether it is pure or impure petrol. The person will just say, give me petrol. So there is no requirement for high degree of purity in heavy chemicals. Other ones are heavy chemicals such as sand. Sand is required in large quantity. You see them carry them in big tipper trucks and all the rest of them. They use them anyhow, they pour them on the ground. The purity is not put into consideration. Now, let's look at light chemical, or an example of a light chemical. You see drugs. Substances like drugs are light chemicals because they are produced in little quantity and it requires high degree of purity. So you see, drugs, when they produce them, they package them carefully so that it does not get contaminated, it does not get affected by impurities. It needs to be very pure. So the purity of a light chemical is paramount to the producer and also to the user. So the user needs the light chemicals to be very pure, and also the producer will try his best to produce these light chemicals to the highest degree of purity that is attainable. Okay, like I said before, light chemicals, examples are drugs. So your drugs, your perfume. So another difference, I just gave you two. Another difference between these two types of chemicals is that heavy chemicals are usually cheap, while light chemicals are usually expensive. I said that heavy chemicals cost more than light chemicals. Okay, how many of you have perfumes or body spray? You see that as little as it is, they sell it for thousands of naira, some 2,000, some 5,000, some 15,000, depending on the amount of money you have. Now, these chemicals are produced in little quantities. When they are produced in little quantities, even the prices are higher than that of light chemicals. You see your dad will go out with a jerry can and fetch a gallon of petrol for just 1,000 something. Just 1,000 something, you have bought a gallon of petrol. But just one small bottle of perfume costs about some thousands of naira. You see that the degree of purity required, or the degree of purity required affects also the cost of these products. Look at drugs. You see one small tablet of drug being sold for an exorbitant amount. So when you look at this, you will agree with me that these chemicals are required in little quantity, yet they cost a lot. So having said this, we are going to stop here, and believing that you have followed this class carefully and paid much attention, I want to give you this assignment to give me 3 differences between a light chemical and a heavy chemical. So state 3 differences between light chemicals and heavy chemicals. So this assignment is expected to be submitted in our Google Classroom platform. You people have not been doing well in submitting your assignments, so please do well to submit this assignment to the Google Classroom platform, and God will bless you. Do have a nice day. Thank you.